Um, okay, so I know Bobby's going to be coming a little bit later, but I figured I would start this up at least because I'm going to be having dinner soon, and this is my opportunity to get you my takes at least. Okay. So I guess we're going to talk about the showdown slate first, right? Actually, let me go over what I did in hockey first. Again, I did primarily a SaberSim build for hockey, and I ended up with about 50% exposure Vegas and 50% Pittsburgh. So that's kind of what I'm going with there. I went over process a little bit more yesterday, and maybe next week I'll do another just full process video, things I look for and stuff like that. All right. So with respect to the NFL, I guess I'll pull up my projections, then I'll go over my builds, and then I'll take whatever questions. But I mean, there's one overall take that I have in the showdown slate, and there's one thing you have to keep an eye on. I mean, I guess Antonio Gibson is now officially dead, right? As a playable person. I mean, they said he wasn't even going to get to work today, in no uncertain terms. Basically, that means that Brian Robinson is getting all of the right. That he's getting all of the touches. So what I did, and again, this is don't try this at home, whatever. But I X'd out both defenses and I X'd out both kickers. I just felt as though it was just so much steam on playing these guys over the last couple of weeks, coupled with a game that on the surface looks really ugly. I just had a feeling that the kickers and defenses on tonight's slate would be just about as over-owned as humanly possible. So I'm just Xing them. And I guess getting ahead of the field in that respect. There are several hoodoos in here that I want to kind of go over, which again, we haven't had a lot of those in a while. But I'm going to go over some of my favorite, well, my regular plays and then kind of like the off the board plays. But Justin Fields, obviously a quarterback, looks good. Montgomery from Chicago, and then Wentz and Samuel. These are the four main plays, right? Fields, Montgomery, Wentz, and Samuel, as far as I'm concerned. But let me just kind of go over these. I have. Oh, there he is. Oh, awesome.
What's up, buddy?
Perfect, Bobby. Perfect. Yeah, because I got to go at like 6:45, so I figured I'd fire it up. If you were here, then you could do it with me.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to. I'm headed to a friend's bachelor party, but honestly, a little bit under the weather still. Not really sure what's going on. Not COVID, but
okay.
A little frustrating. But gonna go to both Dodger games 3 and 4 in San Diego. I always love going to the road games. The road games are a lot more fun than the home games, in my opinion, especially in the playoffs. So I'm excited about that. But what are you thinking on this slate tonight? Because it's a horrible game. Obviously, I have a very strong take on the game.
Well, I have a very strong take as well, which is probably the exact opposite. So
I bet you were. We're going to agree on this one.
Oh, good. Okay. I went over this. When I did my survivor pool video yesterday, I talked about what I was going to do. Just kind of came up, and this is exactly what I'm doing. So the last three slates, it seems, seems like everyone, kickers and defenses have basically won, and it's the most weird thing, and I feel that fact, coupled with the appearance of this game as being low scoring and ugly with terrible teams, is going to make the kickers and defenses just about as over-owned as humanly possible. So what I'm doing is Xing all 4 of those things out of my lineups before I even get started. So that's where I'm starting.
I think that's a really bold take. I like it. I think that's the name of the thing. You want to try and find a weird way you can have a chance, and that is a way, because I do think that one of those 4, if not 2 or 3, are going to be in most lineups.
Yep.
So we're on the same page there. For what it's worth, I think Washington wins this game easily. It's just where I'm at on the game. I oddly, and I always say this, Sheets, if there's guys who I say are terrible and I say to play them, I feel like I don't have the numbers, but I don't know what they are. But I know it's usually a good thing. It's like when I play the Giants in baseball or something.
Right.
You know? And I feel like it's sad that he's going to be as owned as he is, but I think Carson Wentz is going to have a massive game tonight. He's like the best player in the history of Thursday Night Football for whatever reason.
He's a really good Thursday player.
That's it. He can't play on Sundays and Mondays, just Thursdays.
Really strong.
But I like them, and I like, if I have to pick a captain, I think McLaurin is my favorite captain. I want it to be, it's Wentz, but it's too popular, so I think McLaurin at lower ownership is a better play. Where do you stand? Stuff?
Yeah, well, again, I'm just automatically different by getting rid of those, so I'm going to get all the guys hopefully you mentioned. I like. Listen, nothing spectacular from me. I like Fields. I like Wentz. I like Samuel. I think either of those are the same for me, Samuel and McLaurin. And then the other.
It's weird to hear that out loud. It's true. Yeah. It's based on their numbers and what's happened, but like one guy is a journeyman NFL receiver. The other guy is arguably a top 15 or 20 receiver in the NFL, maybe higher. But I hear you. I mean, that's how it's been so far. I do want to point out there is a path for Antonio Gibson to have a huge game here, and he's going to be.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No. Well, let me just explain. So it's all game flow, right, and what they're doing. So you have McKissick as obviously the pass catching back that they have. Are they going to run Benny Robinson Jr.? I don't know what's going to happen. I just think that at 0 ownership at captain, if they're playing from ahead, I think Gibson will get carries. And
I've got to have some of that then. Okay.
Enough of the time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know that he's necessarily going to. I mean, I'm just looking at his ownership here, and it's just, and I get it for perception and everything, but he's not even supposed to be owned in the flex position,
Right.
It's a high risk play, but should he really be 10 or 12% and 1% owned as captain? I mean, if this was 3 weeks ago, he would have been the obvious captain choice at 20%.
Yep.
So that's my thing.
I got some hoodoos.
Ooh, let's go with them. Let's
All
go.
right. So we start with ones that people have heard of, and whose Joanne just came in to remind me is Cam Sims at 1,400, and then I got this isn't going to be particularly earth shattering, but Dante Pettis for Chicago at 1,800, and then I have the $200 hoodoo. I have Cole Turner from Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the off the board stuff, and the rest I'm again just the regular dudes. Oh, I'll tell you who else. Oh, John Bates for the same reason that Cole Turner. Right? So John Bates is at 3K, also.
Yeah, I like those names you mentioned. The only thing I want to point out is in a game like this, now you're going to have to play the top end guys, so you're hoping for some more scoring, but overall, what are they getting you would be the overall way I would look at it. So if you're not doing what you're doing, then if you're doing what you're doing, it gets you a lot. If you're not doing what you're doing, what is it actually getting you? Because the guys you're paying up for are not the most exciting names in history of football.
Right.
Right. But I have a weird. I like the over in this game as well.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the sort of the general takes. It feels weird to say that, but I actually think Washington's offense can put up points in a hurry. And if they're going to have to throw the ball at some point, Fields is going to have a game. He looked a lot better last week. Maybe this is the spot to go with the full stack thing. Do you know who we haven't talked about at all? Is I'm just going to the Bears situation. Is why not take a absolutely this is not going to work shot on Khalil Herbert?
Oh, I'm in there.
Yeah,
I'm in there. I like that.
that could go. He's been the more had the more burst of their backs, and I think that he could get some looks here. So, and Montgomery is literally like, I feel like he's always 50-50 to get hurt anyway. So you have some outs.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself 10% of Antonio Gibson.
Yeah,
just in case.
Yeah,
I think I like it.
I'm gonna probably build one captain lineup with them just because
yeah,
it could happen. Like there is a path to that happening. And like I said, 3 weeks ago, easiest play on the slate would have been Antonio Gibson as a captain. Who'd been with
yeah.
But overall, I have serious concerns about whatever the hell's going on. I still think he's super talented. I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't get it. I know they like the other, they like to play with their pass catching back and some of the time, but I don't understand why this is happening. As that we're just gonna take Benny Robinson is for sure getting this job right now.
Right.
I don't know. It's just it's a long shot idea that just if it pays off, you're cashing in huge because nobody's gonna. And I think people are gonna play.
How many people are gonna have the old Gibson Herbert lineup together?
Gibson Herbert, yeah, that's right. That's gonna be pretty low owned. I actually think the weird part is that if you actually think the job is Brian Robinson's, you should be playing like he should be owned more. So it's like weird. Everybody's sort of hedging, but if you're going to hedge, take a stance. I'm selling myself on this here. Yeah, I have the Herbert Gibson in my first build that I just did. I mean, it's crazy. You can't, but that's how you play showdowns, right? You can't play on just the expected results of what's going to happen. I mean, it's funny because when we were playing before, you were very much more on a different side than you were, I think, at the very beginning when you played showdowns of trying to. It's okay, like I'm going to build the best lineup, especially for basketball.
Right.
Basketball. Yeah, I'll build the best lineup, and that that'll give me a chance to win. But now you've gotten very focused on the differentiation, and I think that's so huge.
Yeah.
Because like one time makes up for 25 years. Like
right.
You lost all the time for 25 years. I think Sims is interesting. I like that call. I like the Sims. I think he's going to be lower on than it probably should be. He's been on the field a lot. I think he had more than half. Oh, yeah, 37 snaps there last week.
Meanwhile, Houston, the freaking Astros are just rigged.
It's ridiculous, right? It's something. It's frustrating. You know what else is frustrating? To be a Dodger fan, and now everybody just wants to talk about, oh, Kershaw can't pitch in the. I'm like,
oh man, we hear that shit.
I can't take it anymore. Get out of here. It drives me nuts. And the weird part is he has like all the records for he's the most strikeouts in the postseason history. But 7 bad pitches in your career, and you go from being the greatest postseason pitcher ever to being, that's your downfall.
Pariah. That's right.
Yeah. He is the only pitcher though that's had more than I think 5. I think he's won 8 of them.
What?
Where he's had his team was playing to win it to close out a game, and he won like 8. All 8, like the last, I think it was the last 8 or whatever. He's the winningest pitcher ever in closeout games, and like he's still considered like a terrible in the postseason.
Dude, this guy's still in the game for Houston. Oh, I thought Valdez was still in the game somehow.
No. He does pitch late though.
Yeah, no, they took him out pretty early.
Yeah. Any other plays that stand out for tonight? Nothing I can really find. There's the you could take a weird shot that Jones for Chicago, the tight end. They run a few goal line plays for him here and there. Somebody else was talking about him today a little bit. He's another weird, like, if he was 200, everybody would love him as a play, and then 2,600, no one will play him.
Right. Put up the MMA video for this weekend. I updated some projections for the NFL at some point today. I think I did. And then what else? Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow, but I'll have my computer. I'll be able to do most things.
Mm-hmm. Curtis Samuel, and then you got the Bates. Well, I have 2 lineups out. That's all I'm playing, and I don't think they're going to be duplicated.
There you go.
Brian Robinson over Gibby. Yeah, that's what people are going to do. That's why I brought up Gibson. Yes, if you want to play who's more likely to get more carries in the first half, it's Robinson for sure.
Right.
You're playing an angle by taking the Gibson shot. It's just first of all, we don't know, fumble on the first play, whatever.
Right.
Gibson could always break one, or they're moving the ball finally with Gibson and not with Robinson. There's a lot of ways it could go as direction. I have no problem with the Mooney captain idea either. Totally good with it.
Just for fun, what was the what's the baseball schedule for tomorrow?
Well, now with the Yankees, let's see, or what? Yeah, because that was actually they were supposed to play, I think, but no, there's 3 games instead of 2. Yeah, the Yankees at 10, the Braves are the Yankees at 1 Eastern, the Braves are at 4:30 Eastern, the Dodgers at 5 at 8.
So 3 game slate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, when the Yankees play the Dodgers get the home field?
Of course. Oh, actually, I don't know. What is it now? I forget. I lost track of that.
Yeah, the Dodgers get it. It's the best record.
Rich is like, yeah, it's beer, football, and moves. Yeah, I guess that is what the weekend's going to be. A wedding and then a bachelor party back to back. At least they picked the week where there wasn't too many sports going on. Although you're like, what the hell are you talking about? There's tennis and League of Legends, championships and all kinds of stuff.
The and NBA is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, like kind of warm up, and then Wednesday.
Yeah. I hate my pick to win the title, but I really think that Philly is going to win the title as of right now. I can't believe it.
What do you get? What do you get on them? Like 15-1 or something?
Somewhere in that range, yeah. I think it might be a little bit better now. They might be a little better now because there's a lot of good things out of the camp. Harden looks like he lost like 30 pounds.
Really?
And he took less money to stay with the team. Like, he didn't even sign them. Like, there's a lot of things pointing in their direction. And if you just put Embiid and Harden alone on the court, I also think that I told you, Sheets, the best bet ever. It's not anymore, but it was the Nets going from 35-1 from they were as much as 55-1, but getting them at 35-1 and then selling off at 7-1.
Right. That's LA, right?
That's LA right now for some reason. This is actually a very, very nice part of LA, though.
Equiminius St. Brown.
I like that actually. The guys who I would be under if I was like scripting tonight, like Sheets is doing, I would be underweight David Montgomery. I would be underweight. I won't be underweight Justin Fields. I won't be underweight Carson Wentz. I'd probably be slightly under on Samuel because I prefer McLaurin, and I think Samuel gets a little more owned. I would be underweight I'd be about with the field on the defenses personally. There's a lot of mistakes in these arms, and then I would probably be near the field with the kickers, but I would definitely be underweight let's see. I'll be overweight Antonio Gibson and Herbert, way underweight the popular guys like Samuel and the Montgomery. I'd be underweight on Mooney if he's going to be almost 30%. I don't know. It depends. It's a weird one. Could see making him like a captain some places, but not playing him elsewhere. That's what I would do with him.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good question from Eric. 5-1 stacks are different from the chalk build being probably 4-2. I think 4-2 is probably about right. I don't think 3-3 is out of the question either, but I think 4-2 is probably going to be what you find the most, especially if you have both quarterbacks as the captains as the most popular. Do you have any good golf starts, Sheets? Anything?
Not really, but it's like it's non-cut. So, I mean, I'll take a look. I'll take a look later.
Yeah, it's hard to know, I guess, on the day one after a non-cut. All right, I have to bounce in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get going for dinner too. So, yeah, that's what I said, Eric. I didn't go so far as to fade the running backs too, but just I X'd out all defenses and kickers, and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I probably won't hear from me on this stream, at least for a couple of days. So I'll be in Discord from time to time. Good luck, everybody, and let's do it.
Absolutely. Take it easy, man. Have a good week.